Yippee! Big. I so much to talk about. I'm sitting here, y'all can't see, but I'm sitting here staring at Multi's ears because I forgot how much I love her. She's so cute and her little movements. I'm like, she's so cute. I missed her so much. Hi. Hi. Oh. Oh, back to the old days of forgetting to get rid of that. Hold up. Hi. 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 Oh my god. Just hold on. I haven't done this in a while. I forgot to log into that too. Oh my god, that's so cute, little sheep, little yippee sheep. You can do. Wait, how did you do that? Why is it like a sticker on it? I have been going through some shit. Uh, and I kind of mentioned it on some sites. Actually, I don't even remember what I said. Let me pull it up. I think YouTube's usually the one where I actually properly write what I'm trying to say versus the others where I kind of just get the main point down. What did I say? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Remember. So I kind of mentioned why I was pausing for a bit, and I never intended to disappear like at all. I never intended to be gone forever. Because I mean, I would be going against my own word where I originally said that I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I didn't say like I wasn't graduating as they put it or anything. I just needed break, I think, because there was a lot I was dealing with. I can gigantify without using bits. Look down, giant. Um, biggest thing was my health. I I had these frequently where I call them flare-ups. It's essentially where your health is doing the worst that it could be, a lot worse than normal. And for me, I started having facial twitching, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you stressed?" No, I wasn't stressed. It just started happening, and it doesn't stop, and it happens whenever it wants. It's very random. Kind of frustrating, honestly. Imagine you're like trying to see, and your eye is just going like. I think I kind of represented it. It's very annoying, honestly. Can't see, and you're just like, please, please stop, stop. But it just keeps going. So that was honestly what started it, and it kind of freaked me out when it first started happening. Especially because Parkinson's runs in my family, and everyone has had it at a very young age. So I'm like, really don't. I don't want to deal with more issues. I already have bad issues, man. The problem is that getting like proper doctor care when you are already disabled is very frustrating, honestly. I have a doctor who gives me any medicine I want, he'll do any test I want, but it's every doctor that he recommends me to or we start having issues and they just don't listen. Don't listen. They kind of are just like, oh, well, your blood works fine, so you're fine. No, no, it's not fine. It's not fine. You're just stressed. You just have anxiety. No, I fucking don't. In fact, this is the best I've felt in years. I don't have any anxiety. I feel great. It's not stress and anxiety. But no one listens. So, um, I don't really know what to do with it, honestly. I'm kind of just dealing with it. And then when you have facial twitching, it kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to word it. Kind of scary, honestly. It's like I can't control part of my body. No, it's not a tick. I think ticks are like um those are like if I just randomly went something like you kind of see it. Multi doesn't want to respond very well, but like entire body twitches. Not that I'm just having muscle twitching. I don't know. They're all weird. They're all fucked up. I remember going to a PT at one point too, and he was like, "Whoa, what is wrong with your muscles? Because they're like that. It's not nope." He wanted it something like a CT scan or something done so he could see, and I'm like, "Well, good luck with that, because I can't even convince him to give me one." They're just all messed up. They're all messed up. And it's very exhausting. Um, on top of this, when I flare, I tend to get really, really, really fatigued. I get very nauseous. I haven't been able to eat much. In fact, I only started eating these last 2 days again because I was not able to eat before that. I had no desire to eat, no hunger, no drive. Nothing appealed to me. I just wasn't hungry. So I wasn't really eating. And then I was sweating as I sit here, which I have happened occasionally. I assume that's from the dysautonomia, but I don't know. No, it's just miserable. There was a lot of health issues all at once, which is why I call it a flare up, and why I normally don't talk about them is because they happen so often. They happen so often. Like I don't want to sit here complain all the time. Honestly, it's really just that I don't want to sit here and complain all the time. I guess you could call it that, but they're called twitches, muscle twitches. Between actually, I'm curious. What is the difference between them? I feel like they could be the same. Ah, okay. Tics are repetitive, rhythmic, and are usually simple, like eye blinking or a series of movements, whereas twitches are typically isolated, less repetitive. A person with a tic may feel an urge to perform the movement, while a twitch is generally uncontrollable. Yeah, no, it's a twitch. Definitely twitch. It's twitches. They're not fun. Not tics. Tics are typically associated with mental illness as well, not health issues, which I have a lot of health issues. Honestly, it wasn't just my health though. A really long story. If you were an HOA supporter, why? Why? Okay, hear me out. I personally, if it's an HOA where it's like actually the community coming together and it's the community handling it, then fine. I'm fine with that. If it's actually the community, you're just a realtor who bought up a bunch of land and still wants to have control over that land, though. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You're not an HOA. You're just controlling a bunch of land because you got, I don't know, some superiority complex. I got no clue. I don't really care. But fuck you. Fuck you in particular. I am okay right now. Yes, I am functioning. Basically, the long story is I moved into an HOA neighborhood, okay? And I accepted at the time because the payments are really cheap. Like they're not really high. Over a year, it's like almost 200. I don't want to give too many details, too explicit, or you guys might know, but it's like almost 200. And at first I was fine with it because I would rather have paid an HOA and dealt with an HOA than dealt with my parents. I just wanted to leave. I really did. I didn't want to live with my brother and my parents. We did not get along when we lived together. It was horrible, and I wanted out. So I picked the first nice house that I found, and that was it. I wanted out, and I would have been fine with it, honestly, if it was genuinely an HOA where it's the community. It's the community running it. But it's not. It's not a fucking HOA. It's not even, it's not. Like, by all legality, it's not an HOA. They're not following the proper laws. Mind you, in my state, there are very specific laws that they have to follow. But the only reason they still have the HOA is because the realtors want the property value to go up. So if you disband an HOA, then your property value might go down. It won't really affect much else. It might, like, the mortgage company could be like, no, I don't want to deal with doing the documents. But that's about it because it doesn't actually affect your mortgage. It'll affect the property values as you go to sell. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's literally it. But if they decide to essentially just not communicate and kind of ghost you, then you're kind of just fucked because you can't force someone to talk to you unless you get the law involved. Like I would have to get lawyers and legal involvement in order to try and solve this. And every single company I contacted was like, "Oh hell yeah, this is a great case. They're not doing it right. Like it's a really good case. We should definitely do this." And and I wanted to, I did, but with my health, this absolutely stressed me out, and it stressed me out to the point that I could not hold anything down. I was sleeping way more than normal. I was even more sick, so it basically gave me a stress-related illness, which you will actually frequently see on like really severe jury cases if someone goes to a really severe case in the judicial system, which is court system. They can get stress-related illnesses due to how fucked up the cases can be. I had that, but it was just from trying to get it all set up. And everyone around me was encouraging it. They really wanted me to, and I understand why. Because yeah, it's a great case. It really is. I could probably probably get some money and everything out of it, but I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't. So I'm moving. I'm in the process of trying to figure it out. The case is basically I don't know what it would be considered or what it would legally be called. I know it's supposed to happen in a municipal court or yeah, municipal. So it's likely it would have resulted in the HOA either being given to someone in the neighborhood or would have resulted in it being disbanded, which some redditors had an issue with. They get very angry. They're so hateful over there. Uh 'Cause what happens if an HOA is disbanded is literally, as I said, it can decrease the property value and it can make places harder to sell. That's it. And that's at most what it will do. But otherwise, it won't do anything really. You'll have to sign some new forms. You'll have to re-get your title signed. And some of that does cost money, but it's not really a lot of money. It's like $15. Um, and personally, I could have won that. I could have, but I can't. I can't simply for the fact of how sick it made me. I can't be the person to go and fight very rich people. Because, mind you, I did a lot of research on who owns our HOA, and it's literally just a very rich old guy who owns a lot of property around here, like hotels, and across the US, in fact. He owns a lot of land and properties, controls them. And honestly, oh, wow. A little intimidating. What if they put a hitman on me if I try and argue this? That's paranoid thinking, but yeah, yeah, he really could. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. He could hire a hitman on me, dude. Oh God. I don't think I don't think that'll happen, but it would be so funny. Yeah. High five, same thought. I can't high five, but you get it. It's in the air. It was literally my thought. Either way, take care of your health. If you know you can't handle it, don't do it. I do not handle stress well. I don't handle a lot of things well. Uh, I went from my parents. I don't talk about them enough. I don't think. Okay, when I was younger and we had issues, I had to raise my siblings. I had to be the one who got them very mad at me because uh who likes to be told to do their chores and homework, all right? They didn't like it. They hated it. And I was the one who had to tell them. And usually I would say something like, you know, if you don't do it, then I'm going to get my ass beat. To which they would usually say, so? Because they didn't care. So there's a lot of stuff that happened in my childhood that did not raise someone who can handle stress very well. I will freely admit that. I don't handle stress well. It kind of makes me sit down in a way, and it's not that I get angry. Like, I know people who get very angry when they're stressed. It's just that I go into non-functioning mode. I go straight into a catatonic state where I have just checked out of reality because I'm so stressed. Uh, which is just not, it's not a great way to do it. It really isn't. It's not. I don't have any suggestions on how to fix that. I go through a ton of therapy in order to help myself, so I genuinely don't think that I am capable of helping many other people other than, I don't know, good luck, because I haven't figured it out. I need to. I should bring that up. It's not good to go into a catatonic state. I'm doing so well. Oh god, what else? Honestly, all of what I had to deal with kind of led up to me thinking that, like, the HOA thing, I was the one fighting this lady, which wasn't even really a fight because she just ghosted me and wouldn't respond and still continues to do so. Actually, they did fix lights that I mentioned in my paper because I sent them a paper with a lot of laws that they were breaking. Um, according to my opinion, because otherwise they can go like, "Oh, it's slander because you're saying we do this and we don't," and I'm like, "Yes, you do," but it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. If you don't add that it's your opinion, they can seriously try and claim slander. If you do it and it's just like you don't add that one little bit of my opinion, then they can say, "Well, so you're saying it's the truth." And it's like, "No. No. No. Oh my god." Legality is very difficult. I know too much about it. I wish I knew less. Because I was dealing with all that though, I was really drained. I was very angry. I felt like I brought all this onto my roommates. It's just my sister, brother, husband, sister's fiance. I feel like I put all those issues onto them because if I fight the HOA, then they could totally try and target us. And they already kind of did by changing our payment. They didn't do it to anyone else. They only changed ours. And I'm not saying they increased our payment. They just made it to where we have to pay bi-yearly or yearly, whereas everyone else can still pay monthly, which is a whole nother set of issues. I don't really want to fight it. They could choose to just keep targeting us. At which point I would have to go back to legal help and have like a harassment case put against them or something. I don't really feel like it. So my personal plan right now is we actually do have property in our name. And the only reason I have property in my name is because my parents own 3 plots of land that are all together. So there's one on the left, one in the middle, and then one on the right. Those are all three their land. And the third property is mine. They planned on us living by them because, I mean, let's be real. If you isolate your children, you clearly have some attachment issues and you clearly need them near you because you have severe issues. But, like, come on, paid off land in my name. How can I not take that? How can I not take that? The good thing is, because I have lived behind them in a very horrible house, like basically a rundown little shack, like a little. I don't even know. I like to call it a shit shack because it was so poorly ran. It was not properly built. I think that was just made by them. Um, they don't bother you when you live near them. As long as they don't live, as long as you don't live in their home. My mother is too lazy to go over to the other house. I hate that word, but it's just true. In a low income apartment. I have a lot of friends actually that live in those. I have a friend who is also disabled and they live in a I don't know if it's called low income or if it's specific to disabled people. I'm not sure, but it's very cheap, very very cheap. I can't live in an apartment just simply because of my animals. I can't get rid of my cats. I can't. I have had them since I was really young. I can't get rid of them. They're my babies. They're my family. They're my sweet little meow meows. And if I lived in an apartment, they won't let me keep the cats. But if I live on this land that I own, I can keep my cats. So I'm gonna get a house put on it. Probably a manufactured home because those are just cheaper. And I don't really care about the quality as long as it's livable and it will stay there for at least the rest of my life. Then I'm happy. I'm pretty simple, okay? I don't need a big fancy place. I've never really been one who's very monetarily greedy. I don't know. I don't really care about the money I could make. It's also something that the HOA kept saying. The people for the HOA kept saying. They were like, "Yeah, if you sue the HOA, you can make money, you know." And I'm like, I just don't care about that. It's not the point. It's not the point. The point is that they piss me off. The point is that they're screwing over this community for 22 years, do nothing for it, and earn an HOA. That's the point. The point is not that I could make money. I don't care about the money. I just don't care about it. It's never been about that. It's about the morals. I'm a moral person, okay? I care about. Ugh. They can't take your place away, actually. The only reason that they could take your place away is if you do not pay your HOA dues. You stop paying the HOA even if you're arguing with them. Can't do anything. There's nothing they can do if you're still paying them. If you stop paying them, they can put a lien on your house, which takes like like you have to be 2,000 over in debt in order for them to do a lien. Which, mind you, I saw that they were doing these before 2000, even though in their actual contract it says 2000. That's not even the legal thing. It says 2000 in their contract. So they're not even following their own contract. And a lien essentially is a debt on your property. If you then don't pay that lien, then they can try and take the land, the property. But so long as you're paying them properly, they can't do anything. They can just be pissed at you and try and make your life miserable. But that's it. Can't take it. Good, you're safe. I had to explain that to the husband as well because he did not know that. He's like, "Are you gonna get our property taken away?" No, baby, we're still paying them. They can't do anything. They can be upset all they want, but they can't do anything. Oh yeah, you can make money. Well, you know, lawyers want money. They like the legal fees, okay? So it makes sense they would say that. The horrible thing is here you have to go through the state attorney specifically. She's such a bitch to get a hold of because they have to handle everything here. So they're busy. They're busy. It's such a mess. It's all very stressful. It's very stressful. A lot of this, it did remind me, though, like, the biggest thing that I've had issue with. Here, give me a second. Let me drink my coffee. And then I'll explain. Coffee. Sorry if I slurped. Um, the big thing for me, hello Freya, is that doing all of this kind of made me realize that, and I already knew this, but I will never be able to do the things that I actually wanted to do as a kid. Like I thought about being a lawyer at one point when I was a kid, and I am pretty good at arguing, at least trying my best. I'm pretty good at explaining my side of things and convincing people. I'm pretty good at that. I would have made a good one, and I enjoyed it when I was younger. Then I wanted to be in the medical field because I love medical stuff, and I got to pursue that a little bit, but I didn't really get it enough. And the sicker I get, the sadder you get because you realize that you can't do any of the things that you dreamed of doing when you were a kid. Like that's all gone. You can never go back. Can't you can try and people will say, well, you should try anyways. But no, the medical field is not going to take someone who will randomly faint. I've done the medical field, mind you, okay? I did, oh, what was it called? It's similar to court reporting. It's where you basically follow them and you report everything that's happened during the meeting. and you ensure that you're writing down all medicine changes, all the information that they need, and you follow them around during this. You have to walk. They have to walk a lot. They have to walk around a lot. It doesn't matter what role you're in, you have to walk around a lot in the medical field. And I've seen cases where people in wheelchairs, for instance, will try and apply and they just keep getting rejected because the medical field can't help someone who is disabled. They need functioning people in order to take care of even less functioning people. So even though I've been encouraged to do it a lot, I can't. It's not realistic. I think that a lot of people look at the idealized version where they assume that, well, they're fine and I'm standing right now, so I'll be fine. But no, no, it's not that simple. I will never be able to pursue what I wanted to pursue. You know what I can pursue? This. I can still do this. I like doing this. I enjoy talking to y'all. I enjoy the random input. I enjoy being able to respond. I really enjoy being multi. I mean, look at her. She's so cute. I did really miss her. And I still enjoy gaming, but I don't know. It's so hard to just function. It really is. I don't think, like, if you have disabled friends, it's really easy to think, well, I can do this. It shouldn't be too hard. And it's so easy to think that they have all the energy you have. It really is. It's easy to assume they do. And on the good days, they might. But, like, they're probably putting in a lot of energy and effort in order to interact with you, honestly. In order for me to sit here and talk to people on a day-to-day basis, I have to ignore my pain and my fatigue. Mind you, I'm actually now on a nerve medicine. Me too. Me too. I feel you. And the nerve medicine is helping a bit with the pain management, but it makes me very sleepy. Like I've had the best sleep I've ever had in a while, but it makes me very sleepy. The downside of most more nerve medications, they will make you very fatigued. And of course, the time that I function the most is actually when I get to have some fun with my gummies, or I get high. I get very high. And I can function a lot when I'm high. I can walk and ignore every bit of pain. I could do things I can't normally do, which is honestly more depressing because you're just like, I don't want to have to rely on this thing just to feel normal. There's a lot of convoluted emotions and it overwhelmed me and I didn't want to put those emotions on a public community. A lot of really disturbing things you'll see online. And a lot of people who are kind of really fucked up, but they still come on here and affect the general internet population. Like I've been watching some crazy things, like a man who, personally, I do think he is genuinely mentally ill, but he wears diapers and he will throw his poop diapers at his parents. Um, it's a messed up story. And he calls the police anytime he doesn't get his way with his parents. And they show that online. They show that online. Like, I personally believe you shouldn't have to hide your entire life away. Okay, even if you're really messed up, I don't. I think that you shouldn't have to. But also, you don't know who's watching that. You don't know who's watching that. Don't. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I learned this. The other reason streams are gonna be much, 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 much slower is I'm in the living room now. And when the men are home, the men being my husband or my sister's fiance, they will sit here playing Rivals for hours. And that's all you hear in the background is just them playing Rivals and then doing their little call outs. It's honestly interesting. I I don't know how they do it. I play Rivals and I uninstall Rivals. I don't play it. Drink completely clean. Good, honestly. Personally, I I believe you should experiment if you want to, but I feel like it takes a lot of self-control in order to ensure that you do not become addicted to drinking or some other or weed or anything else. I think it takes a lot of self-control. And they do still do actual detrimental things to your health. Like they still kill brain cells. They're not like they feel good in the time and they can make your anxiety feel good at the time, but it's just a temporary fix. Just a band-aid to a much larger problem. Well, I don't personally recommend them, and whenever I mention that I am high or anything like that, it's not because I think that everyone else should join me. It's because I'm just transparent, okay? If I could not have to get high in order to feel just slightly normal for one day, I would. Mine is heavily discussed with my doctor and therapist though, so it's not like not managed. It's very managed. Very managed. I'm not I hate it. I hate it. I want to feel normal. Dude, I used to love running. And by running, I mean literally just running around like the yard in a circle. I could do that for hours. I used to love it. I can't even stand up without playing Russian roulette anymore, and it makes me so fucking sad. There's so much to mourn. You were functioning, non-functioning. Ironically, I've always had POTS, but when I was younger, it wasn't as severe. I actually distinctly remember after my first surgery, which is where I had my gallbladder removed, it got worse. Way, 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 way worse. And then again, after I had COVID the first time, it got even worse. So, probably could have been fine if we didn't have all these weird, severe issues, but we are. We did. And it's so much worse. I think honestly, what really drove me to come on and do a stream is one, it's just my sister home and she's respectful. But two, I miss streaming. I like talking to you guys a lot. I like it so much. I'm so lonely being home all the time by myself. And my friends, I haven't lost any friends. Every single friend that I've had on stream, I still talk to. Talk to all of them. Um, but like they all have lives. They have lives, and one of them is a child, and another one just has 3 hours behind me, so she gets up much later, and 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 they're like the only two I cling to. I'm so particular about who I hang out with because I'm very sensitive. I'm cured. Oh, you fixed me. Thank you. Streaming kind of fills that spot where I can't have them. I'm very needy. I like being around people. I like entertaining. I like others laugh. Uh, I love attention. I love attention. I love attention. I'm clingy, but only if it's my favorite people. And my two favorite people are Wes and Amanda, so I cling super hard to them. But Wes is super sweet, so she knows a lot of people, so she's understandably busy. And it's hard to schedule with her. And then she's also EU, so she goes to bed at like 7 p.m. my time, and it makes me so sad because I wish she had more time. And then Amanda she's 3 hours behind me. She usually gets up much later than I do, especially when I'm on days, because if I'm on my day schedule, which currently I'm on the day schedule, then I get up at like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., which means she won't wake up until hmm, at least 12 p.m. my time, but usually it's much later, like 1 to 5 p.m. my time. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Just keep seeing all these VTubers having fun, doing their thing, making the community, still talking to y'all, having fun, doing all these things, and I'm like, I miss it. I miss it. I miss you guys. I miss it. I miss it so much. I've still been streaming. I've still been drawing. I was looking at something, but I've still been drawing. Um, I'm so slow. Hurts a lot. I also haven't mentioned this, but in 2017, I had already frequently had to do artwork in order to pay my parents' rent. Like I started paying my parents' rent when I was like 16 years old. They made me. I don't know why only me, but they only made me. I guess maybe because my mother really hated me and she wanted to kick me out is why. That's my best assumption. But because they did that, I had to draw constantly. Constantly. I could not stop drawing. I had to draw all the time. All the time. I'm like I had to do it way too much, man. But because I was drawing all the time, I really messed up my wrist. My wrist damaged. Oh, it's so bad. There was a cyst in my wrist at one point. The bone in my wrist is it presses outside of the wrist a bit. It's all kinds of fucked up. So I get a lot of pain when I draw or write or aim or really anything. But graphia? I like drawing. It just hurts. Interesting. Wait, that's actually really interesting. I've never heard of this before. Oh. Oh, so it's type of dyslexia. Hey, that's actually super interesting. I can't believe I never heard of this. See how that translates to drawing, yeah. I imagine if you practice repetitively, you can slowly improve, but it'll be much slower than the average person. Yeah, I can get how that'd be frustrating. That makes sense. Damn. This is very interesting. I don't even know how to handle that. I don't handle my dyscalculia. Make other people do math for me. Make them do it for me. I don't do it. Oh, personally, I am of the belief that even if you are drawing a stick figure, you are still drawing, and that is better than anyone uses AI. Let's be real. At least you're trying. Ooh, and you draw a line. Maybe there's a different method of teaching yourself. I wonder. I feel like it would involve a certain type of teaching yourself then. You know, with dyslexia, they've learned that highlighting the beginning of sentences will help some. And for calculus, I actually don't know what helps with that one, but there are things you can try. I don't know. If you don't want to do it, don't draw. If you do want to do it though, then I say just start trying. I know. Well, they're actually on the same line of things. Man, I'm still struggling with all my breathing. Cannot breathe. Actually, I've just been doing a lot while I've been gone. We have to fix up the walls in the house. There is a fucked up wall. I meant to fix that in order to sell the place. There's some windows. There's things that to be painted. Holes that to be filled. I know when bought the place, the people who left it just left it in a mess. Cut the internet cord. For why? I don't know. They just did. They tried taking the AC unit, like the Echo Bee or whatever it's called. They tried taking the doorbell, which is a Ring doorbell. They fucked it all up. Which is honestly kind of funny because I feel like you're not allowed to if you put it in the thing that yes is coming with the house. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I never really contacted my realtor too much. I just told her they cut the internet wire and be like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I know, what the fuck? Reading's fun. I miss reading. But what I mean by them being similar is that they're both learning disabilities. They're both just impairments on your ability to learn. One would be the ability to write, the other would be the ability to read. So with dyslexia, they found certain ways that you can teach yourself to read. You can't read. They use highlights at the beginning of sentences or different text styles like fonts. Um, then there's dyscalculia, which is also another form of learning impairment, which is for numbers. So even if you read the numbers right, you like they don't work. They don't work. And I don't know if that's a fix for that one. I've never looked it up, but like there's ways that you can manage certain things and try and help yourself when you have an impairment. Uh, for instance, I cannot go out without bringing my walker. I don't like bringing my walker because people stare at me a lot, but it's something that is meant to help me. It's meant to help my disability. And so you do it to help yourself. There are ways that you can try and figure out how to help yourself. Another one I've done is I'm very particular about textures. So I just eat the foods that I know are good for me and that won't upset my body. No, not a wheelchair. A walker is one that you will walk with. It lets me be able to sit whenever I want to, or need to if my vision starts blacking out. Coffee, 1 second. I don't even have dyslexia, but Comic Sans helps me too. I just like how it looks, so it makes me read it. I love the goofy text style. Okay, I love the goofy font. And texture's really big for me. There are textures I have to avoid. For instance, if I go to bed, I cannot sleep on the blanket that is on the bed. It is too okay. I just don't like it. I don't like it. My brain doesn't like it. So I have to put a softer blanket over the top, like one of those throw blankets. And I will lay on top of the throw blanket because I don't like laying underneath the actual bedding. It's just little things that you do to try and help yourself. And other people can think it's weird, but you know what? They're not the one in your body and having to deal with it, so they can suck a dick. I've actually had so many times where people will say, "Oh, you do it that way? That's so weird." And it's like, yeah, it is weird. I agree, but it works for me. Works, and that's what's important. People with dyslexia, they never just might be harder, but I feel like if you communicate, then you can get it there. Like this is also something I'm learning with my roommates, but communication is very particular. And if you're ever confused on something, then you can just ask the person for clarification. It's okay. You can just ask them for clarification. If you feel like something is a certain way, then you can always just ask the person what they feel like and tell them your perspective and say, "Hey, I read it this way. Did you intend for it to be this way, or what's going on?" They could just ask for clarifying questions, and then you're better. I know teachers like that. Oh man. I feel for teachers nowadays. At GPD and shit all up in there. I watched while I've been on my break, I watched Abbott Elementary and it was so funny. It was like I'm sad that I'm caught up because it's so good. I mean, we also played Monster Con. I've also played God, playing Power Wash Simulator. I bought Fantasy Life I, so we can play that. I've actually been playing Grand Theft Auto online, the fifth one. And my only problem with Grand Theft Auto is the fact that I can't do heists with less than 4 people. There's only like 2 heists that you can do less than 4 people. None of my friends are up at the same time, so I can't do it. The problem mixing up 9s and 6s. Honestly, it's kind of interesting because if I see it visually on paper, then I don't have issues. But if I try and do it in my head, then I have issues. So I don't think it's like the same as dyscalculia. I think it's just that in my head I can't get it. But on paper, if I'm visually seeing and I can sit there and stare at it and see like, okay, this is this number, then it's way easier. It's gonna be 200. I hope not. I hope not. I'm still upset about fucking the Switch 2. that's so ridiculous. The Switch 2 is so ridiculous. Oh, I was also playing Planet Zoo, but I'm so bad at the money management, so I was just cheating on it so I could build zoos and see cute little animals go, "Mah." I just wanted to see the lions. It was so worth it. I did really like Monster Con, but oh my god, some of the dialogue. The dialogue is insane. Ugh. Man, in my head, I remember in school, I think this always sucks. Like they're getting mad at you when you can't figure it out, and it's like I'm frustrated too, buddy. If someone gets mad when you're struggling, then they're kind of just putting they're kind of like shooting you in the foot because if they're mad, you're gonna pay even less attention. If they're frustrated, you're gonna pay less attention. But if they pause, breathe, take a minute to realize that you're probably also frustrated, then you could come to a different solution. Usually that pausing, breathing, taking a minute to realize that the other person is also frustrated, that is difficult. Only one? They are underpaid. Paid like shit. I can't blame them for being frustrated at school system. They're paid, but like, not the kid's fault. Not the kids going to the school's fault, you know? That makes sense. I think it makes sense. I think the biggest thing that's been helping me recently is slowing down. I've been talking to people more. I've been like doing more where I'm just slowed down. I'm not rushing anything. I don't have a desire to rush through games. I'm just slowing down with them, taking my time, playing them how I want. That means going into the game, then I'm gonna do that. I started sitting in the sunroom more, been going out a bit more when I can to dinner. Uh I've been trying to I don't know, just slow down. Maybe all of you would get this, but did your parents not just rush you to go places every single time? Because mine would always make it seem like it's life or death if we don't make it to a certain appointment at a certain time at a certain place. So when we gotta go now, now, now. But meanwhile, they're not even ready. You had to be ready now or they're leaving you. I think a lot of people's parents did that, right? Right? I swear, like they would just say, "Oh, we gotta go now, now, now! It's a rush all the time, rush, rush." They never really gave um, I guess knowledge. They never gave the knowledge to just take your time. Yeah. We would always get rushed, and our parents would say that we had to get ready, or they would leave us. Meanwhile, it takes them 30 minutes to get ready. Like they're not even ready, and we're sitting there waiting. They had screamed and yelled at us like, "We gotta go now!" Ah! And we're sitting there just like, why did they rush us? You're not even ready. Why? You're not even ready. I hated it. Definitely what caused me to feel the need to just kind of blow through a lot of things though. Life, games, people. Find the next best thing. Next best meme. I think a lot of people had this issue, honestly. Mm. Coffee. Honestly, I didn't really have many plans when I came on here. I just a little nervous at first. I was like, oh, is someone gonna be mad at me? My brain always defaults to assuming someone's mad at me, but no, that doesn't make sense. Why would anyone be mad for me taking time to myself, right? I just I value transparency and I value being very honest and open. Uh, so when I talk about things I want people to be made aware, like it had nothing to do with anyone, just because kind of going through a lot. I'm not disappearing. I just needed a break. Needed to take care of myself, and it's coming together. I'm figuring it out, and now I need to move. It's all so stressful. Ideally, I don't know. I keep getting like this procrastination error where I feel like um there are things I need and want to do, like videos I still want to edit, but I just get stuck. Think, well, I don't really care if I put in all this effort. I think that a lot of people get that way too, especially with art. Like you'll spend hours working on a piece and you'll think, oh, it's so detailed, it's so fine. And you'll post a sketch and that sketch will get like hundreds of views, hundreds of likes, etc. And you'll get all this validation in the comments. And then you post the final piece and it's like one or two. And you're like, all the effort I did. um, except I feel that way with everything I do. It doesn't matter what it is. And yes, numbers don't matter. But you know what does matter? Just that little comment. Just that, like a single comment where someone's just saying, "Aw, you did good. This is great." Those add up for me personally. Just getting the feedback is really important for me. And I have all my friends giving me it. I really need to listen to them more because I honestly, I started doing this for y'all. I started doing it for Zach because he wants to watch me even when he's not here. Such a puppy. He's such a puppy. uh, and I think I kind of like lost that point because I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing it to be an idol. I'm not doing it for any of that. I'm doing it so that I am like permanently here. There is no getting rid of me now. I will forever be here unless the internet explodes. Which I can see happening, honestly. I can. But I'll always be there. And even when something strangeness or horrible happens to me and I eventually do have to officially quit because I can't keep going, then I'll still be here. And my friends can come back to this and see it, and you'll always have me, even when I'm not here. I think that's really important. I think I need to remind myself of the reason I originally started more often. Because y'all kept asking me to play games for you, and you liked how I played games, and you like hanging out with me, and you enjoy spending time with me, and that's why I need to tell myself that more. So I think that I have definitely covered everything. That I don't think I missed anything. I've really just been trying to slow down. No, I meant to hit the other button. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and go chill and keep doing my thing and figure out what I'm gonna do here on. I don't plan on going anywhere. I do plan on coming back. I'm just gonna be a little different. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I do appreciate all the comments because I kind of felt like and this isn't even because of streaming. I've always felt this way. But like if you not get that feeling where if you just disappeared, no one would care. And it's kind of horrible. Uh, but I get that feeling a lot, even regardless of streaming. And I'll learn to address it better. Sometimes it's not even that I think no one care. It's just that I wouldn't care, and I would be better off if I didn't subject myself to my extreme emotions that come with being traumatized. So I gotta work on myself so much more. I do feel like it's a little important if you're gonna be um mind talking to other people that you do work on yourself and work on your personality and you ensure that you're not subjecting hundreds of people to yet another person who's just gonna really shitty. We got plenty of those. We have plenty of those. I could probably name a few, but I don't feel like starting some drama. I think we need more people who are capable of being that perspective online. And I don't know if I am that, but I'm certainly gonna try. That's all we can do. So, hey, hang out with me. That's everything. I need I need my coffee. Bye guys. Bye bye. Thank you for listening. See y'all.